It was nice. All right. So, Kalen, how's it going with you in this interesting times and days? Because it's a little bit different, more virtual.
Yes, well, I was a proud troglodyte for many years. I let other people work the computers and push the buttons, and I just did the organic stuff. So I've had to tackle the learning curve. Like I went to preferences and used this secondary camera and widescreen and color corrected because I'm albino, so I'm constantly pink. And a year ago, I would not have been able to do that. So it there's no point in pissing and moaning about it. We all have to roll with the punches. Otherwise, we're going to be not doing anything. So I'm trying to remain positive.
That's good. And you got a new single out, and it's pretty exciting. And the lyric video, I'm sure you put a lot of hours into it. If you edit it yourself, I'm not sure.
That one, I'm not good enough yet. I've got a really great guy who I will have my manager, who can't be here right now. She has all the information, but we have a great guy in Morocco who does all my lyric videos. He's so good. So I'll make sure she sends his name and stuff if you want to put it in bio stuff. But yeah, he's the guy who does that. And in a little while, probably in July, we're going to release the official music video.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
so that the video's already been filmed and worked with, let's say.
yeah. My brother and one of my good friends out here in Nashville. My brother lives in LA. Nick Morris. He came up with a story and co-directed along with my buddy Michael Darling, and they edited it together. And yeah, that they did an incredible job. My wife is in it with me, and which is fun to get to work with people you love. Kind of. Nobody died in the making of this video, so
That's good to know. Working in the song, and building it in the studio, how was it for working on it? Happy.
So this song was I wrote. My brother and I do a lot of co-writes together. Like he does a lot of country stuff, and I this was got to be 15 years ago. We were just throwing some. This was right when we started. He had the concept of like a guy in a church seeing a woman he loves getting married to his best friend, like the classic kind of sad country thing. And we started it, and it was kind of cool. And we got distracted, and other things happened. And I started my solo album. I started thinking about doing it in 2018 into 2019, and the song just came back. The chorus came back to me, and so I was doing pre-pro with a buddy, and I just kind of played the progression. He's like, "That's pretty cool." So kind of revamped the verses, and it all kind of happened organically, really slow. So there was a bunch of pre-pro versions, and then I took it to my studio, my friend's studio at El Dorado in Burbank. Phil English, who's my main producer, and we just started building it and adding the strings and all the making it big, making it that wall of sound. So it was a process, especially because it sounds like a really personal song, but it's not like a story that I understood at first until I realized the chorus is for everybody. Like, and then my main producer, Kato Kandwada, who worked with me in Vimic, passed away in 2018, right when he was starting to help me with these songs, and he loved it. And that chorus suddenly mattered. It made sense. I was like, we could all be happy, even though we know we get everything we want. I was like, okay, now I can make this song real. I can make it personal.
And it was like working on music versus making music videos, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And how happy are you when the final product is done, because I'm sure it's something to get off your chest. Like, yes, it's finally, done. I'm not touching it anymore.
Yeah. I'm always happy when a project is done, and I don't usually revisit a lot of stuff. I don't record like I'm not a guy who gets on his phone and sings ideas into it. I don't initially write the lyrics down, which is I don't recommend for everybody. This is just my weirdness, because if it's not in my head, then if I forget it, I don't think it's good enough.
Okay.
And that's not the way to do it, but this is the way I do it, and it works for me. So that chorus lived in my head for 15 years, and it came back when I needed it, and because I remembered the melody and those words, good enough. So but the second I record something, I forget it. Like it's gone, and I have to read. So that the fun thing is when it comes to be played live, I have to relearn it.
Right.
So it becomes fresh again. It becomes exciting again. But I don't have that fear. Like I've worked with a lot of people who so many revisions and they can't let the song go because I think it comes down from being scared of, it's mine now, but the second I let it go, it belongs to everybody listening to it and they can tear it apart if they want. I don't care about that. I like it. It was good enough for me. It met all my criteria and I hope that other people like it, but I'm not going to waste time worrying about that because I can't. There's nothing, I can't control people's opinions. So,
Right.
So yeah, I love getting things done and moving on. Like we spent a lot of time on this record that I'm doing. We got many songs. I think, and we have enough songs for 2 records with some of the previous release things, but we got 11 songs for this record. I'm grateful that it's done. I'm ready to move on to the next thing already, even though it's not all the way out. So I have to maintain my patience and still, like, especially with stuff like this, like I have to act like the song just got finished and that we're still riding that train.
Right.
And I love it. I'm happy, but I'm also like, I'm going to just go write a new song now. I'm ready to go into the studio and record new songs. So my manager and my brother are like, no, calm down.
Yeah, just relax a little bit.
Not good at relaxing.
Let's say, it's a singles world now. It doesn't seem to be albums world. What's your thoughts on that? Because it's like people released albums mostly back in the day, and now it's like, let's do 1 single per month, per week or per day. I don't know, but it's a single now.
It was initially, of course, change is very difficult, for anybody, and I really suck at it, but I use Logic. And so as we were doing this, I was like, well, there's no reason to not treat it like a record, record all the songs, make it sound cohesive together. And if we need to release singles, if I don't have a tour where I can sell like hard cut, because records and vinyls and things will still sell in live experience, people will buy your stuff. But while I'm sitting here on my computer and the fan is sitting there on theirs, we're just going to give them singles. And that is exactly how the music industry was in the 50s and 60s. Like, it wasn't until the mid 60s, late 60s that records were the big news. Like, people released little 2-side singles, like 1 track on 145 and 1 track on the other. So this isn't like the death of the music industry. This is just a cyclical thing. Right. We're just going back into that. And I mean, records had their biggest year last year, the year before, like vinyls, and so there's a lot of options. I think I have a feeling it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, that suddenly CDs are going to be popular again. Like, people are going to want to have that, it'll be fun. And then little stores will open up. Like, you never know. I think that just the way records are, I see it all kind of moving. So right now we have to think in the mind of singles. So even though I have a record, until touring starts picking up, I'm thinking of it as a collection of songs that I'm going to put out. And eventually I'll release a packaged record for people who want that. But I'm not going to be forcing a record, like, download all 11 songs for this. No, feed them one at a time. If that's what they want, that's what they get. The customer is always right.
Do you take it like, let's just release the full album as a single, or just pick out the best and, release like that?
So unfortunately with this record, I had so many songs, like I think all of them have single potential. Okay. So what I'll do is, and we're kind of waiting and seeing how, we're trying to book some stuff right now. I know that we're going to be doing some stuff in 2022. We got some great options there, but if putting a record out right now isn't going to do anything for me, I would rather just feed singles out. And then eventually I'll put out the whole thing and I'll add some bonus tracks and there'll be art and other things like that. So I'd rather just hold off. Right now, I know that the record will come out in whole at some point, but I might do 2, 3, 4 more singles off of it before that happens.
It can be a lot of work though when you do singles, because then you got to make the video, you got to make the lyric video, you got to make the visual video, whatever, and it never ends. And then find the artwork for it, and then it's like it's a journey.
All my artwork is done by my piano player, Paul Bellantoni. He's on all the tracks that I play. He's an old friend. So having a community of people who are like, I have my crew. We're all in it together. I would help with their music. They're all great musicians. They have solo stuff. So we work together. So, I mean, is it a lot of work? But I'm very fortunate to have we have our own little think tank music factory. So we can make it happen. I've got video people, and we help each other and we make the stuff. So I've done now I've done 2 singles, and I did a cover of Sex and Candy. So all of those had the music videos for them. And now I've got number 4 with Happy. There's going to be the music video. And if I have to do another music video for the next one and a lyric video, we're going to do it. We'll make it happen. We'll think of a crazy concept and we'll get it done. But I just want the people, if I release a song, I want you to have a lyric video so you can see the words.
Right.
I want you to have a music video so you get a beautiful story. And I want you to have the song. If I get a giant bunch of touring and I get to promote it like that, then I will put the whole record out. And then when I want to do a single, I'll make the video. But as of now, it's looking like we're going to go one at a time until further notice.
In Nashville, is it opening up the scene a little bit, like the bars and clubs and stuff?
Yep, everything is open. I know California is going to be opening up pretty soon, which I work out of as well. I used to live there. Things are happening. You know, it's problem now is everybody wants to get in. Like everybody who's been sitting around, it wants to tour. So there's this massive flood. So just trying to get the time, get the shows, get the promoters on the phone, even like, you know, this is nonstop in Nashville, especially. So booking a tour is for the near future is a challenge. We're still working on it, and we're hoping to get out there, you know, sometime before the end of the year. We want to do a run, you know, a US run, and in 2022 we want to do some festivals in Europe. We want to do some festivals in the US. I want to get back out there. I've got fans all over the world, a small group of passionate, wonderful people, and I want to go to their hometown.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it works out, you know, just the logic of it. But you just kind of have to, you have to change your perspective and your vision. Like do I want to just put out a record and get on a tour bus and go? Yes. Is that possible right now? Not yet. So I can piss and moan about that, or I can, what will work? What can I do?
Yeah.
How do I keep engaged? How do I keep the communication alive with my people? Because they're the reason I'm here. And, you know, I'm not like oh, I love my fans so much. I don't know these people, but I like their taste in music. So I want them to be happy. So I'm going to do what I can for them.
Yeah. Let's say go and play music again. Is it going to be better than ever? You know, what's your take on that? Because the people are locked in their house and not coming out. And when they do, is it all hell breaks loose and, you know, they're happy people?
I think for the most part, it's going to be so encouraging and like, I agree. I think it's going to be better than ever. I really do. I also think it's going to be oversaturated, and there's going to be moments of absolute chaos. And the secret is to focus on what's working and not about what's not working. You know, if you get out, especially like the harder edge bands, like I'm not doing the metal stuff right now. So I'm not worried about like a death pit, you know, people who've been pent up for a year and a half murdering each other. I'm not going to have that problem, but there's lumber shortages because the mills shut down now. Like there's literally meat shortages in Nashville because the world is opening up and everybody wants what they used to have. So I think we all need to go for it. We should have what we want, but everybody remember, it's going to take a while for this engine to rev up. So, you know, be excited, get out there, live your lives, but be mindful of the slow start we need to take. And I think I'm hoping that the shows are everyone is grateful to be there. That should be the main attitude of everyone, whether you're a fan walking in the room, a promoter, a musician, a sound guy. We haven't been able to do this. So if everybody walks into the room being grateful for the opportunity, I think the attitude is going to be good. But if we go in desperate to try to reclaim the old glory, I think it's just going to be insisting on itself and probably a parody of what it was. So we got to be careful about that.
This is very well said, you know, and you described it perfectly, I think. Yeah. So, you know, I've seen that you worked at Musicians Institute as well. I mean, that's pretty big honor, you know.
Very, very blessed. I went there as a student. I got my first gig with Korn through Barry Squire, who was in the music business there. He's a great, he's a fixer. He gets everybody. And I got to teach there. I'm still technically a faculty member, and I did some online classes, but I mean, I have so many great memories there and so many amazing teachers that are friends now who were my teachers, that, I mean, they shaped my dumb 18-year-old brain, and helped me. I made less mistakes because of Musicians Institute than I would have, especially getting that Korn gig, going out on the road. I probably would have screwed that gig up with my fervor, but I learned a little professionalism from the people around me.
That's good. And, it shaped you up to the man you are today.
Absolutely.
Excellent stuff. Kalen, I hope everything goes great with this, and your summer is going to be awesome, and just promotions and just get this thing going. So
Yes.
I thank you for a time talk today, and just let's get this promotion going and get it going, and then doing the album too. We need that.
I want to give you all the music. I want to get out. I want to see everybody's faces. I want to make a lot of mischief. So everybody listening, if you like what you hear, let's do it together, because if we can work together on this, I'm going to be in your neighborhood, breathing on your neck, sneaking into your house, wearing your clothes. And never mind. Don't worry about the details. I'll be there.
Yeah.
With you. I love my fans.
I think so. Good.
Thank you so much.
All right, Kalen, you have a great day, man.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, thank you again.
Cheers.